Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to recap a 2019 drama comedy film named Yes, God, Yes. So let's begin. The movie begins with Alice, a sexually inexperienced but curious junior at a strict Midwestern co-ed Catholic high school, attends morality class, where Father Murphy instructs her that any sexual activity not aimed toward procreation within a heterosexual marriage is a sin, with eternal damnation as punishment. After the class, she struggles with accepting her burgeoning sexual desire after Father Murphy and her best friend Laura causing her to feel ashamed of them. Later that day, at her house, Alex plays a game on her computer with an opponent who, in the process, sends a nude picture to her and asks if she wants more. They begin to have a conversation leading to a sex chat. She touches herself and stops when her mother, Gail, calls out her name for dinner. The following Monday, she gets picked up by her best friend Laura, who asks her about her encounter with Wade at her party during the weekend. Alex tells her they didn't do anything contrary to the rumor she heard. Now at the school, after a morality class, Alex gets notified during the break with Laura that the school is abuzz with a rumor that Alice tossed the salad of her classmate, Wade, at Laura's party over the weekend. Alice denies this, admitting to not knowing what the phrase means. Laura then asks Beth why she didn't come to her party. Beth tells her she was on a retreat run by the school, which is called Kirkos. She shows them the necklace she got there. Alice confesses venial sins to Father Murphy and receives a light penance of 20 prayers, which she immediately and fervently fulfills in the school chapel. Father Murphy and Mrs. Veda's words about sex echoing in her mind in the Kirkos retreat. The next day, Alice and Laura both decide to attend the school's next Kirkos spiritual retreat. On getting to the campground, Alex has doubts about staying for the retreat. Still, Laura convinces her, since Alice has to return to the path of righteousness, and Laura to be accepted by Nina, a popular senior. Now on the retreat campgrounds, Laura is excited to find that Nina is a retreat leader, while Alice eyes Chris, a hunky senior who is also a retreat leader. After this, Nina welcomes Alice, informing her they are in the same cabin, which leaves Laura out. During the process of settling in, Nina gives Alice a sweatshirt and also asks her if she is with her cell phone or bracelets, since they are not to be with it. Alice then proceeds to give her only her bracelet, leaving her phone out, which she claims she is not with. Later that day, they were told to find their group number, leaving them with a different group. Alice soon locates her number and finds out she is assigned to Chris' group. Chris is friendly and enthusiastic, where he immediately welcomes her. Not long after, Father Murphy talks to them about why they are there, with the benefits they will gain in the camp. He instructs them to fill out the papers Mrs. Veldas is passing out to them, in which they are to circle their feelings in the past year. During the lunch hour, Chris engages Alice in a conversation. After this, Nina talks to the campers about herself and her family. In the retreat, she realizes God loves her, and she is loved generally. That night, while playing on her contraband cell phone, Alice accidentally discovers that she can pleasure herself using her phone's vibrating feature. However, she stops after looking at the crucifix hanging in her room. On the second day of the retreat, Alice fakes an injury on a hike to get closer to Chris. He then carries her back to the cabin. On getting to the cabin, Alice takes her phone from the locker, but is interrupted by a knock. Nina comes in to check on her. In the process of leaving, Alice's phone vibrates. Nina confiscates Alice's phone and tells her she has no choice but to tell Father Murphy. Soon after, they all gather for a photo shoot, in which a classmate asks Alice what she had for breakfast. He soon makes a joke of her for not having a waved salad. After the photo shoot, Father Murphy calls Alice to inquire about the phone, since she didn't follow their rules. As punishment, Father Murphy assigns Alice to cleaning duties around the retreat house. Once alone, she logs onto an AOL chat room from Father Murphy's office computer to ask what tossing salad means. Alice then replied that she was not making it up, She tells her she didn't have a choice because she didn't know what to do since she didn't have anything to say in her group. Laura accuses Alice of wanting attention, and she believes that she did toss Wade's salad. Instantly, in her defense, once Alice tells her she doesn't know what it means. Immediately, Laura tells her to quit, to stop pretending, since she knows what it means, as she also knows the sex scene in Titanic. She also accuses her of breaking into Father Murphy's office and ends their friendship, calling Alice a pervy psycho. Alice returns to Father Murphy's office and frames Wade for the earlier break-in by dropping a band on his table, after which she sees Father Murphy coming. While hiding to make her escape, she catches Father Murphy masturbating to pornographic video saved on his computer. Now outside, Chris sees her and asks if she wants to talk. Finding herself alone with Chris, Alice kisses him, but he becomes overwhelmed and runs away. That night, during their music gathering, Alice flees the campgrounds and stumbles upon a lesbian bar. She enters and orders a wine. While drinking, Gina asks if she's from the Catholic youth retreat. She and the owner, Gina, then commiserate about how the fear of damnation can warp an adolescent's development. Alice tells her she thinks she is going to hell for having cyber sex and for rewinding the Titanic sex scene 3 times. Gina then tells Alice that nobody knows what they are doing since everybody is trying to figure it out themselves. She also counsels Alice to be careful online and not to give anybody her password since nobody is trustworthy. After this, Gina offers to give her a ride back to the retreat since she doesn't want any nun looking for her at the bar. On returning to the campground before leaving, on the last day of the retreat, Alice befriends a socially awkward classmate. Later on, Laura apologizes to Alice for doubting telling and tells her it was Wade since they found his bracelet in Father Murphy's office, and he must have also spread the rumor about him and Alice since he is gay. At a whole group sharing session, Father Murphy pulls Wade aside, with Wade on the hook for the explicit chat incident, whereby he makes him apologize. After this, Alice talks to everyone and reminds the retreat attendees that everyone is hiding stuff. She implores them to treat each other honestly and respectfully, as Jesus wanted. Back at school, Alice reassures a still uncomfortable Chris that they can be friends, and they hug each other, after which she confesses her sins to Father Murphy. Alice also boldly reveals that while on the retreat, she saw a video of people having sex, in which both of them know what she is talking about, but not discussing. She then asks about the implications of her confession. Father Murphy assigns a heavier penance of 100 prayers, but instead of remaining in the chapel, Alice goes home to rewatch and masturbate to the sex scene. And the movie ends here. So I hope you enjoy the video, and don't forget to subscribe our channel and hit the like button. Thank you for watching. See you soon.